Good evening, Gills fans, and welcome back to the latest episode of Gills in the Blood TV as I take a look back at Saturday's 1-1 draw at a packed Rico Arena, attendance of around 26,500 I believe. Boz and Stocky did travel up for us to do the match day live, and watching that back, which was a great watch, both sort of said that pretty even first half, and then second half we didn't do as much going forward as perhaps we could have done. And perhaps we were a little fortunate to earn a point, but at the end of the day, any draw on the road is a good draw, and it's always nice when you get one late on, like we did on Saturday. 92nd minute penalty always makes the draw feel a bit sweeter and almost like a victory. Obviously, Tom Eaves scored the goal, so that was an immediate payback on Chairman Paul Scally's decision to not cash in on the striker. It seems that according to the Medway Messenger today, there were 2 bids coming in from League One clubs for Mr Eaves, but they were both turned down, and it seems more importantly that Tom Eaves himself is happy to still be here. He says that he was watching Deadline Day News and True Detective with his girlfriend drinking hot chocolate. He said his phone went off a couple of times, but there was nothing really happening. It also goes on to say, obviously, that the speculation can start to have an effect on your game, and Saturday was his first goal in 7 or 8 games, first one since December the 15th when he got the first in a 2-2 home draw with Wycombe Wanderers, up to 16 for the season now, and I've said plenty of times that I think the goals that he should score between now and the end of the campaign could prove priceless, and prove to be more important than if we'd cashed in and got a couple of 100,000 from now and let him go. So great to see him here till the end of the season at the very least. It was indicated before Christmas, I think, by the chairman that he's not going to sign a new deal, but you never know, and let's hope that he continues to enjoy it here. I know his wife, or his girlfriend, sorry, is settled at down south, new job, according to the Medway Messenger, so let's hope that he decides he wants to stay a bit longer, and fingers crossed we can keep him beyond the summer. But if not, we shall thank him for his services and wish him well. In terms of match report, Eaves shows his worth to Gills is the headline. Inside the Medway Messenger, Luke Cordell's report. First line, it had to be Tom Eaves. I think, yeah, it was probably written in the stars a little bit after the news came through Thursday that he wasn't going anywhere and he was staying put. And it seems he led the line very well and was ably supported by this man coming up on your screen right now. That was Graham Burke, the only one of the new signings to start on Saturday at the Rico Arena, and by all accounts it seems he had a very decent game. I saw clips courtesy of Matt Phipps on Twitter. Constantly wanted the ball, predominantly left-footed, but can use both. Very quick feet in possession, seemed to link the play well between the central midfielders and Tom Eaves further forward. Wasn't afraid to have a shot, decent set-piece delivery, and yeah, played his part in the draw. So that's a really promising start for Graham Burke, and hopefully we'll see him in action this coming Saturday in a home game as we host Barnsley, but we'll talk about them more later in the week. So yeah, all in all, a promising debut for Graham Burke. Played his part in a decent performance, and on top of him, I believe that Billy King came on very late on, only got a couple of minutes, and before that the lad, I've forgotten his name, Lopez, Leonardo da Silva Lopez, who's on loan from Wigan of the Championship, he come on, got last 20 minutes, and again, looking at the clips on social media and all the reports, it seems that he had an impact. Looks very comfortable on the ball, gets around the pitch very well, athletic and strong, and looks like hopefully he'll be a very good signing moving forward between now and the end of the campaign. So yeah, all in all, a very decent day, a decent point against a side that were, I think, 7 points ahead of us at kick-off. And yeah, we'd probably feel they should have won it. I know a lot of their fans have been talking and saying that, similar to their story of their season, they have lots of the ball, but they tend to try and walk it in and don't seem to shoot from in and around the box. So, but that's not our problem. All in all, very good for us. A good point. Keeps us outside the relegation zone, and with a tricky few games coming up, it could prove a crucial point moving forward. In terms of match rating, Luke's went with Thomas Holy 6, and then Barry Fuller, Max Amart and Conor Ogilvie all got 7s. Gabriel Zakuani got 8. He had Josh Reese and Mark Byrne a pair of 6s. Elliot List as well. And then Graham Burke and Brandon Hanlon 7. And Tom Eaves as his man of the match with 8. Interestingly, Conor Ogilvie got a 7. I know Boz and Stocky and a few others on social media said that Conor wasn't quite at it. Not a disaster by any means, but it's all about opinions, and different people see the game in different ways. They did have more of the ball, Coventry, and they've had more of the chances, but you'd expect that playing at home, being on the front foot in front of a big crowd against the side that's struggling towards the bottom of the table, and clearly we were going to play on the break, and it seemed to work. I'm slightly unlucky with the goal. I thought Conor Ogilvie actually made a really good effort to try and keep it out on the line, but he couldn't quite manage it. But yeah, it's been a positive few days. If you go right back to last Wednesday when Billy King arrived on loan from Dundee United, and then we had the 4 signings deadline day. Graham Burke, Ricky Holmes, Tavon Campbell, I think that's correct, sorry if I've got his name slightly wrong, and obviously Leonardo da Silva Lopez. So yep, so it was a good couple of days. Transfer wise, we did say goodbye to a couple which I spoke about in the deadline day special. That was Navi Nasseri and Josh Parker. But yeah, then went on to the weekend and picked up a decent point, so let's hope we can gain some momentum. Steve Lovell does speak about it, feeling like a bit of a new squad and a new start. He said, it is a plus we have these players in. We trained on Friday for the first time and it was bright, it was great, like a new club, like a new team, and it is very exciting. Gillingham have never been busier on transfer deadline day, working right up until the window shut at 11. Lovell went on to say it's been a tough couple of weeks and deadline day is one of them where you don't know what is going to happen. There are changes and it fluctuates throughout the night, but it all fell into place. Yeah, can't disagree with that. I thought it was a really good window. If I didn't rate it out of 10 on the deadline day special, I'd probably give it a good solid 8 this time. It's been one of the best in a long time. In terms of the performance, again, just looking at clips and highlights and listening to what Boz and Stocky said, it was great to have Gabriel Zakuani at his best again. So after a couple of dodgy performances against Walsall and Swansea, he's been immaculate again against Accrington Stanley and now Coventry City, which is great. I think him and Max Amart are definitely the best centre-back pairing we have. It seems to be the case that they bring out the best in each other. I know Max Amart spoke highly of Gabby a few months ago and said that he's learnt to be a defending defender now. But at the same time, he can still get it down, Max, and play, and he's got 2 good feet and he can pick a pass, whereas Mr Zakuani is your out-and-out defender, head it, clear it, kick people, and then let the others go and do the creative side of the game. Positive again was that Brandon Hanlon was bright in a wide area, slightly new role, done really well to win the penalty, was unlucky with a snapshot first half as well. So lots of positives, and fingers crossed we can continue to improve and move up the table as we approach, like I say, a tricky February. But yeah, so that's pretty much it from me tonight. Shall be back Thursday evening, hopefully, with Boz to do another weekly review / match preview. I can't see a lot happening in terms of weekly news at the moment now the transfer window has shut, but we'll be certainly doing a preview of Barnsley. They come to town at the weekend. Be another tough game, another fixture where we're going to have to be our absolute best, and everyone's going to have to be on it from first whistle to last. But I think there's no reason with these new signings and a sort of new breath of fresh air through the football club that we can't play well and pick up some points, whether that's a draw or a win. But we'll talk about that in more detail on Thursday. As always, thanks for watching. Comment down below and let us know what you think of the video or the performance. Comment on the Facebook page, Twitter. Go and check us out on Instagram. And until next time, up the Gills.